Tell your mama said, well, go on. Bro, do you know how fucking rude that was? Now, Rodney, first and foremost, was probably one of my favourite characters. Easily, that's not even a question about it. Even if you're not an actor, a lot of people who are told that they need to just play themselves find it hard for them to do that. What the fuck is this, mate? What the fuck is this? I just felt by him doing that, not only was corny, but because it was corny, it really dampened the intensity of the scene. Yo, what is good, my people? It's your boy Nick, aka your Slice of Feature and Spice, blessing your screens yet again with another video. Now, for those of you who haven't seen my last video, as always, make sure you do me a huge favor and go run that up and let me know what you lot think. But before I get into it, guys, as always, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and make sure you turn on bell notifications for more content. Now, Supacell. The first UK black-led superhero TV series streaming on Netflix. A series created by Rapman, it follows the lives of 5 different people, all of whom have absolutely nothing to do with one another other than the fact that they have superpowers, activated by a special cell called a supercell. And from my understanding, I believe that this supercell is like a special trait in their biology that originally stems from, I believe it's the sickle cell trait. Now, typically Rapman is known for rapping whilst the film is going on, sort of like a narrator. But Supacell is actually the first ever project that he's done where we haven't heard him narrate at all whatsoever. Now, as I said, this is Rapman's first ever official Netflix TV series. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Rapman's work, he's essentially a rapper, director, actor, storyteller. He's most known for the YouTube web series Shiro's Story, as well as the 2019 Paramount film Blue Story. Now, first and foremost, the person that I'd say really surprised me was Digger. Because even though I'm not going to turn around and say that he was like a mad Leonardo DiCaprio type character, the character that he played was essentially himself with a mix of this Chucky character, who is pretty much written to be this energetic, loudmouth, charismatic, give no fucks about no one type of character, which essentially Digger D kind of is. But the reason why I rate it a lot is because even if you're not an actor, a lot of people who are told that they need to just play themselves find it hard for them to do that. And I feel like with this character, it really allowed us to see what he was like in front of a camera. And for me, I felt that not only was he natural, but he was really energetic, he delivered his lines well, he was focused, he didn't deviate from the script, and judging from the way that Rapman talks about him, he was very, very professional. And it will be interesting to see what other types of characters that he can play, because as I said before, he's clearly shown that in front of a camera, he's very, very comfortable. One other person that I didn't think would be good was Gets. Reason being is that I've seen some of his other films before, The Intent, and I thought they were just whack. I'll be honest with you, they were just completely whack. I thought the films were boring. I thought his character was boring. He was too stiff. There was nothing about his delivery that really made me like interested in what he had to say. But in Supacell, I was not thinking that at all whatsoever. You have to give him props because his portrayal of Crazy was phenomenal. Every single time Crazy came up on screen, I hated him. I hated him. He was a narcissist, an egomaniac, a bully, a piece of shit, an abuser. And as an audience, if we're seeing a villain like that, we want to see them lose. And I feel like Gets did an amazing job in making us feel that. One of the things that I really like about Gets is his line delivery. You could tell that he is crazy, meant every single word of what he said. And as an actor, I think he's quite interesting to watch because similar to Kano, he's one of those guys where he doesn't really need to say a lot in order for people to actually know what he's on. For example, one of my favourite lines in the whole show was when he was poking up Taser and he goes, tell your mama said, well, go on. Bro, do you know how fucking rude that was? Everything was clear, everything was concise, everything came from his chest. And albeit Gets did a really good job in portraying this dickhead, he had a couple 1-2 corny moments. For example, when he first entered on scene holding the 2 pistols, I'm like, what the fuck is this, mate? What the fuck is this? I just felt by him doing that, not only was corny, but because it was corny, it really dampened the intensity of the scene. And for somebody who walks around and carries himself like a boss, I just don't think that that was the right decision. I'm not too sure if that was his decision or Rapman's decision, but I thought that was quite a poor acting choice. For me personally, if I was directing it, I probably would have had him walk on without any pistols. That way it would have allowed us to feel his presence more as he walked on scene as everybody cut through. Because then when he shoots Tiny, it makes more of an impact because you're left to think, oh shit, he had a gun in his pocket the whole time. Moving on to the Tower Boys. I thought Screamer, first and foremost, he forced his lines too much. You're straining your voice to try and make your character sound a lot more menacing and impactful when you don't need to do none of that. The lines and the dialogue will all take care of itself. You don't need to strain your voice in order to make it sound more impactful, because people are going to pick up on that as well. I thought Tuzi was quite funny. It would have been nice to see more scenes with him in it. I don't want to say that he added the comic relief, but in this particular series, that's all he was, to be honest. And when the scenes became really, really heavy, he was the comic relief, and he did a good job. He did a good job. Tiny, I thought, was very forgettable, and I thought it was a shame because you could tell that as a character, he was a little bit conflicted and wanting to actually be in the gang. And it would have been nice to explore some of that, but obviously we only got 6 episodes, so there's only so much you can do. Now we got Translucent, aka Dave, aka Taser. You can tell that this character is a good character on the inside, but there's a lot of shit going on up here and in here that causes him to do a lot of bad shit. I don't want to say cause, because obviously you're responsible for your own actions, but I feel like at the end of the day, Taser's a good guy. And I felt like this character was such a tortured individual who, even though was very stoic, had a lot that he wanted to say, but wasn't able to get it off his chest in the way that he wanted to. So a lot of the time he would resort to obviously violence and conflict and arguments and fights and all of that type of stuff. Do you get it? He's somebody that has a lot of hate and a lot of distrust in his heart, so he only trusts the people that are close to him. Also, it was funny when that setup chick got punched up as well. And I feel like that when Taze was surrounded by all of those sixes and just turned invisible and then started murking them, I thought that was one of the coldest scenes, I can't lie. What I will say about Taser though, yeah, is he talks hella smoky and hella greasy for somebody whose superpower is invisibility. Bearing in mind, you're arguing against people that have super speed, super strength, telekinesis, and fucking time control, and you're just there turning invisible. Now we got Sabrina. First and foremost, the actress was absolutely beautiful. Like, she's Tuleng. I don't know if the actress will ever see this, but if she sees this, yo, you are absolutely beautiful. I can't lie, you was absolutely flipping stunning. But I fucked with her character quite a lot because she was a character who she helped people. Her whole job revolved around helping people, helping her patients, making sure everyone was okay. But at the same time, she didn't let anybody walk all over her. Now moving on to Tosin Cole. The only time I've ever seen Tosin Cole act was in Doctor Who, and I can't lie, it was probably one of the most annoying, rude characters that I've ever seen on screen. Like, his character was so disrespectful. It was actually disgusting to watch. It was very, very cringy. This character, Michael, was the complete opposite. His character was a lot more likable, a lot warmer, a lot friendlier than what he was like in Doctor Who. And it was nice to see, because I feel like one of the reasons as to why he fucking sucked in Doctor Who was because, I think mainly because the script was ass. I'll be real with you. It's just, it was so badly written, the script. And I felt like it didn't allow him to show off his acting ability as much as he wanted to. Whereas in this one, we got to see a character who was the lover boy, the loyal person, the gentleman, to somebody who was really scared, someone who was really fragile, who basically was afraid of losing everything. But as an actor, he does a really good job at showing this, showing all of his, like, quote-unquote emotional range. Now Rodney, first and foremost, was probably one of my favourite characters. Easily, that's not even a question about it. He's that character that has those quick, witty, sarcastic one-liners. And I think one of the reasons as to why his character is so likeable is that he's just comfortable being himself. He doesn't care about what anybody thinks. He doesn't care about nothing else in the world other than his boy, Spud, and making it out. Like, he's so sure in who he is, he's so deep-rooted in who he is, and he's completely unapologetic. One character I also liked was Andre as well. He was somebody that constantly you was just rooting for him. You was just rooting for something good to come into his life. Do you get what I'm saying? After constantly searching for job after job after job after job, problems with his missus not letting him see his kid, the money situation, the bailiffs and all of that type of stuff. I'm surprised this character didn't snap, to be honest. But he's somebody, like, as a character I really fuck with heavy, because when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, he's just trying to look after and provide for his family. And I can't lie, I'm not really one of those people that's a fan of those shows that, you know, they raise awareness about a certain particular topic whilst trying to execute like a really slick and clean drama series. But I feel like Ratman did a really good job in raising the awareness side of things of sickle cell. Now, as much as I did enjoy the show, overall I thought it was okay. Now, I don't want to use the word mid, because I feel like mid implies that I thought it wasn't horrible, but it's not like I didn't enjoy it. I feel like that's what mid implies. But overall, I thought it was a very well-versed project. So yeah, these are just some of my thoughts on, obviously, Supercell. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're doing with Season 2, if there is a Season 2, but obviously, you know, only time will tell. Obviously, let me know if you lot agree or disagree with some of my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section below. I've been your boy Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace.